G'day fellas, and welcome to another casted game on the ranked beta client. We've got two players that currently sit in the gold league going up against each other. We've got Nan Cat, who is formerly known as Nan Racing Cat. He's playing the Chinese. This map is Nagari, and take a look at this absolutely terrible Nagari spawn. We've got no deep sea fish up here at all. No deep sea fish down here. The only deep sea fish is in the middle, and there's barely any of them. There's 3 over here, 3 over here, 2 over there. We got 8 in total, so not a lot of fish in the sea. Let's say that much. So keep the one that you're with. But on the other side of the map, we've got Zarion playing as the French. So we've got China versus French, a classic matchup here. And I'm looking forward to this a lot. I'm curious to see what type of openings we're going to see from these players, as we've already got a double scout coming out from Zarion. We'll check in with his opponent, see where he's up to. Nan got the single scout out, and a villager going to be heading towards the middle. Look at that little moonwalk. Do you guys see that little shuffle? Every day I'm shuffling. Already heading out with the little shuffling villager. And going to be dropping down a dock in the center. So he likes his odds against his opponent. Now, this is a bit of an open map, I would say. So why is this an open map? This is an open map because typically you would have a very big defensive structure in between the town center and the pool. The pool. And you can see that down towards Zarion's position, or rather Nan's Cat's, he's got an opening up here. And he's opted to go up here. Compare that to Zarion, who has got an opening there, and he's just decided to go down to the south. So you've got players that are kind of flipped, and I think this makes it very advantageous. Probably a little bit more for Nan Cat, just because it's very easy to go and attack your enemy from Nan Cat's position. Look how easy that is. He just walks over here, goes past the relic, says g'day, and straight into the dock. But Zarion, as I mentioned earlier, opened up with the 2 scouts. We'll check in with Nan, see what he's up to. Doesn't look like he's gone for a 2 scout opening. Just gone for the single scout. But take a look how many sheep he's managed to find. Does actually spot the dock going down. And look at that. We've already got an outpost coming up from Zarion. I like this play. This is very smart. Because Zarion knows he wins the water if he can stay alive until age 2. The only thing that really threatens him is if his enemy goes for some sort of early spearman play, and that's definitely possible, especially on this map against China, or sorry, as China. The other alternative that he had was for him to actually put his dock in the corner just here, and then he can wall it in. I've had players do that against me today, actually, and that's very frustrating to deal with, because you've got to go through an extra layer of walls. But we'll take a look now at exactly what Zarion's up to. You can see he's got 6 villagers back on wood. Going to have plenty of resources back here for continually adding in those fishing boats. Up on the north side of the river, or north side of the pond rather, it looks like we've got Nan Cat. And take a look at this. We've got the barracks that was indeed coming out, but he's gone and put it on the wrong side. So he knows his enemy's down here now, but you know what? I might not even say it's the wrong side, because that outpost has gone up. Maybe it's the right side. But I love this from Nan Cat. He knows that his enemy has got a forward gold. He can totally punish this. Look how far away this gold is as well. And I think that's exactly what he's going to look to do. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see this villager begin to push out and look to put on some hurt on towards this gold mine. So very smart move here from Nan. The one thing about having the and that looks exactly what is going to happen right now. So the one thing when you go with China and you put a barracks in the middle like this, you're not going to be able to get your Imperial official onto it, your IO. Not going to be there. Because, I mean, you can walk it out there, but it's just going to take a long time. And look at that town center trying its best. Actually going to be able to take out the spearman. Oof. That is a painful loss right there for Nan Cat. So, trying his best to do a little bit of harassment, came in just a step too close and loses it to the double volley from the town center with all those extra arrows inside it. That does not feel good. But now his brother going to be coming back in. Looks like the double scout is back here, but he's going to be having a tough time. And you can see those villagers. These villagers, you just want them on the gold mine. In fact, at this point, I'd grab a whole bunch of villagers and just put them onto this gold mine, because now that outpost is going to go up, and Nan means absolute business. This is a serious play right here. I love this play. Is he? What's he? Okay, he's got it down. Got it going down. Now, his opponent knows that this is happening. He can see it. It's in his line of sight. He spots it happening, but he knows he can't really do much in response to it. Is this the right response, the barracks? I don't think so. I don't think this is the right response. I think the right response is just to go back here. Just come back here. Bring 3 villagers out with you. Just go drop another mining camp over here. You're playing the French. It's very cheap, very affordable for you to be able to drop down these extra resource gathering points. So you've got a mining camp here, 25 wood. You're playing French. Why not do that? So very, very easy to do. Now, he doesn't actually know what's behind there. That's why he can't do it. So he hasn't scouted it out, despite starting out with 2 scouts. A little bit of an oversight. And look at this. He's going to have to head down towards this mining camp instead. Or rather, this gold mine instead. This is a bit of a walk for him. His opponent now going to be coming around as well. Now, I would love to see from Zarion a counter outpost here in response. We can see he's got a couple of spears coming out, but the spears are going to be able to come around from Nan as well and look to defend. He's going to be able to just to put in here as well and apply a little bit more pressure. You can see that it is firing off now. Going to be able to get inside that. His spear coming out, just doing a little bit of the stabby. But he's definitely put a bit of a spanner in the works at this point in time. Got to be careful not to lose this now. Now 3 spears. I don't know where these guys came from, but they've decided now to finally attend the party and begin harassing. I want to take a look back towards the middle. 7 fishing boats versus the 4. Keep in mind, the Chinese actually train fishing boats much faster than other civilizations. 20% faster. So it's going to really start helping build that lead when it comes to the fishing boats. Some villagers getting in on the action as well. They want to get their daggers out, their little shivs. Look at that. We got actually, that's a villager there. Yeah, 6 knife damage coming out. Look at that. One of the world's longest knifings right there. But now going to be forcing that one out. I don't think that outpost is probably going to get up. There's too much sieging that down. But a nice little attempt right there from Nancat, and has definitely frustrated his opponent here. Zarion going to be able to click up now. He does have those 3 villagers down to the south gathering up that gold. Going to be going up with the School of Cavalry. No surprises there at all. And now Nancat just hangs out. But I'd love to see from Nancat, who is just aged up, a little bit more aggression when it comes to these gold mines. Now, Nancat probably going to know about the gold behind his enemy's base. Indeed, he does. But obviously, Zarion doesn't know about that. So it becomes a little bit more difficult for him to sort of counterplay it if his enemy doesn't know where it is. And now we've got a forward archery range coming down. Nancat means absolute business when it comes to this stuff. This is impressive stuff from him. We'll check in with Nancat. We'll see what he's up to. Got the Barbican back in the base. Say that 6 times fast. Barbican back in the base. Barbican back in the base. Barbican back in the base. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. But he's got the Barbican back in the base. Going to be going for the Imperial Academy as well. Cancels it. Going to probably put it down a little bit closer to the town center. Wants to grab up this this wood, all of this lumber here. A little bit of a smart move. I like that one. But with this archery range, it's really going to help him out. He's going to be able to push in and punish significantly. Because keep in mind, his enemy's only got spears at this point. He's going to have the School of Cavalry going up, 5 villages on it. But it's going to take some time before he's able to get those knights out. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would have loved to have seen an Imperial official come up to the front line here as well. Now going to be looking to push up. Villager up here as well. Doing a little bit of a weird walk. I don't know what it is you're all about there, villager. Look at the headband as well. These guys look like they've just come out of the NBA. Look at that. Can you see the headband on that guy? This is like, I'm trying to think of like who I know that's like a Chinese NBA player. What's his name? The real tall guy. Oh, what's his name? Come on, Drongo, you can do it. Think. You can't think. There's too many spears. But don't worry. We'll get back to it later. Someone Yang? I want to go with Yang. The archers on the back line. Got to be careful here. They're getting in amongst the fight. Yao Ming, that's the one. Thank you very much, chat. Chat helping out. Yao Ming. Chat coming in clutch. But now it looks like Nancat's going to actually be able to hold those archers on the back line, giving him all he needs when it comes to firepower. Going to be forcing a little bit of an offensive out now, and that outpost is going to get down. We've got the tri-unit composition going to be coming out from Zarion here, so making the right decision. My concern, though, is he's pulling out these villagers. Really just needs to focus down this single villager. If he manages to kill this single villager, he shuts this down completely. And now going to be continuing to push forward. Villager getting in on the action as well with that horseman. I love that horseman play, actually. Makes a lot of sense to get that out. What type of tech have we got here for Zarion? Let's take a look. Has he got the mill down just yet? Doesn't look like it. What have we got in the way of upgrades? We got ourselves a little bit of action, a little bit of spin to win out in the middle of the ocean as the junk trying its best to do damage to the fishing boat. It's not going to have a lot of luck as the double dock is out for Zarion. And now these players definitely looking to turn their attention towards the water. Going to be losing that junk. Zarion now going to be heading over towards his opponent's side. And I suspect Nancat probably going to be losing the water completely here. And that's actually going to put Zarion in a really, really strong position. Nan now putting another forward building down. He's got the barracks coming down. So that's 3 forward buildings in total. or 3 forward military production buildings, and now a couple of archers here. Chokunu actually going to be coming out. That's a surprise. Didn't expect to see that one coming out. They're going to be trying their best to focus down some of those spearmen. Archers also doing a little bit, but the spearmen doing a pretty decent job of focusing down those horsemen. And it looks like he might be able to hold on because he does have this outpost here, manages to repel the majority of the attack, and will be able to get back inside safely. But I got to say, I love the Chokunu coming out for Nan. It makes a lot of sense. But he's going to be losing his entire fishing economy. Also gets out another junk, but I feel like it's a little bit of a waste getting out this junk because Zarion's going to be able to spin to win. Going to be able to get out a lot of damage here. You can see him spinning around right now. And that's going to close down pretty much all of this water. And there is going to be no contest. And that's going to leave the entire fishing open. Or the entire middle pond here open to Zarion. So, yeah, if I was Zarion... Oh, it was... So it's very rare that I make sounds like that, but it was so close. The villager almost gets picked off by the junk. He gets it inside the outpost, keeps it alive, and then fires down. That was very close to dying, but that Hulk gonna be shutting shit down on that front completely. Non-racing cat now. He's in the dynasty. 50 villagers for him, so he's not doing terribly. 46 villages for Zarion, so relatively even. Obviously, Zarion also has the water, which is a big advantage for him. And Nan about to lose the water, so not a good position for him. But Archer's now holding on against the Chokunu, and looks like he's going to have to retreat back towards a second forest. Makes a lot of sense, especially considering just how much of this one he's eaten out. But I got to say, I love this cheeky little wall. So smart. Prevents a lot of attacks from coming through here. It's actually impossible to come through on this side. Actually, no, I do take that back. There is a little way that you can get through just here. We did see his villagers earlier in the game coming through that direction, but still Zarion down towards the south. He's got 8 villagers down on this gold. I absolutely love that. It's really funny that he's committed to that, but it's a consequence of not scouting out enough. You can see right there through the fog of war that there is a gold mine just there, but Nancat going to be looking to isolate it. Not going to have a lot of luck because, well, there's nothing down there. Nan now going to be moving up towards the north. Take a look at this. 7 fishing boats up here already. Down towards the south as well. Very smart moves from Nan. I like this diversification of resources. It makes a lot of sense. Nan doing really well. Look at the forces that are coming out from him. A lot of spears out on the field. A lot of Chokunu that are coming out now. This is a very formidable Age 2 army. I love this a lot. Do we have a blacksmith coming out? We do indeed. We do have +2 coming, or +1 coming out. And I will point out to our brand new UI element that we've got down here, 4+1. That indicates that we have got +1 ranged attack for our Chokunu. And isn't it beautiful? Isn't that absolutely awesome to see? 4+1. That way... Wait, movement speed, 1.12 select all pagodas? Can you guys see that? 1.12 select all pagodas? Is that 1.25 select all pagodas? How about the villagers? Are they also a 1.12 select all pagodas? What about our French player? Is he selecting all the pagodas as well? They are! What's going on, dude? Why is that? What? I'm gonna have to report that. Obviously it means speed. It's a very minor bug, as long as it's still working. I love Blackwinds in the chat saying, "Hey Drongo, do you remember when town centers from the Mongols moved at 6.2 select all pagodas?" Indeed I do. Indeed I do. Yes, I do. Looks like a little bit of a raid down here towards the south. A little bit of an information. Oh, actually, it looked like a villager might have been picked up here. Was coming in to do a little bit of walling down towards the south. Now going to be coming in as well. Nan bringing it in from the other side. He actually locates the secondary gold that finally came through for Zarion. Going to be able to isolate it. Now, Zarion doesn't... Oh, he does spot it. He spots the outpost. He's going to be moving on to his next gold, probably down here, because he still hasn't spotted this one. He's got no idea where any of the other golds are. He knows his enemy's up here, but he's now going to be coming down in this direction. This is the closest gold he's got, or at least that he thinks he's got. Very, very curious. All right, it looks like we've got a bit of a transition now coming in for Nan. This to me signals that he's going to be aging up very shortly, looking to get a few more palace guards in. And take a look at this. Look at the military forces that are coming out from Nan, and he is hunting for those villagers. He is absolutely on the hunt. Now, he knows that there's a gold mine right here. Are the villagers going to be on this gold mine? No, they are not. He's going to continue looking and take a look at the horseman numbers that we've got coming out here from Zarion. So he's actually not making knights. He's committing completely to horsemen. Now, keep in mind, in this version, we don't actually see the +2 defense coming in. We've only got the +1 at this point in time. But look at this. Look right here. Very, very cheeky, very sneaky. Manages to stay out of the radar. Out of the radar? Under the radar? Under the radar. Manages to stay under the radar for this point in time. And at the same time, Zarion now going to be pushing out on him. Age up in queue. Going to be looking to go up to that 3rd age, going up with the astronomical clock tower. And still this remains undiscovered. But keep in mind, he's actually rallying units out here. So this could be bad for him. The outpost is actually spotting this. If he hops in the outpost, he will target the Chokunu and he will alert his enemy to his position. Don't do that. Do not do that. That is not something that you want to do. Narn now reaching the castle age. Still yet to spot out his enemy on this flank. And looking to do quite a bit of damage now to the base of his opponent. Taking out a couple of houses. Looks like not too much, but his opponent has managed to clear out the majority of the front forces. And now it looks like he has been found out. All the villagers are going to be getting in amongst the outposts. Manages to keep 7 of them alive. But now it looks like we've got ourselves a fight beginning to break out towards the base of Zarion. Plenty of horsemen in here, but the problem is they're all fighting against these spears, and this is just not a good trade. You never want to be trading in, and you can just see how quickly they cleaned that up. Not a good fight right there for Zarion. Needing to work on his micro a little bit. Macro so far looking very, very good for Zarion. Micro definitely needs some work after that one. You do not want to fight head first into the spears of your enemy like that with cavalry, especially not with horsemen. But having a look at the way that he's going at the moment, a lot of resources in the bank. Needs to be... I'd probably be just transitioning into farms with this many villagers on wood. I'd just be pulling off like maybe 19 or something like that. Just drop down a whole bunch of farms. You know, get your mill up here on the berries, that sort of thing. But now these villagers trying their best to escape. And have a look at this. The wolf just constantly attacking them throughout the fight. Zarion going to be pushing out here. Despite losing that previous fight, he is able to push out and begin looking at taking out the enemy. There's a mill that's just chilling out here at the moment. He's got a villager. It's going to be not too long for this world, unfortunately. And it does go down. Horseman continuing to chase away those Chokunu. Got to be careful, because if he does turn around, he's going to be able to take him out in one foul swoop, and that's exactly what he does. The spearman just not forgiving any of those horsemen, and not forgiving them for their deeds. Outpost behind this does have the hand cannon upgrade, so I like this very cheeky move there from Nankat. But now we can see Nankat beginning to pull ahead in score. He's got the palace guards out, and this is where the swing begins, because the palace guards come out and they are so difficult to stop. You can see that he's sitting on 6 barracks at the moment. A lot of resources in the bank. He is going to be able to pump these guys out non-stop at this point. Now Palace Guard's going to be moving in on the front line. Got to be careful with those archers, Zarion, as he continues to fall back. Those Chokunu are going to be trying their best to get in a couple hits, but those archers just trying to evacuate. If anything, they should be heading down towards the shoreline, where hopefully there'd be a couple of hulks waiting for them, and they'd be able to defend. So it's a really smart use of hulks. If you can do that, bring the hulks down and bring them to the shoreline, and then use your army on that shoreline to sort of bait in your enemy. But now those archers all going to be going down. We'll take a look over at Zarion, see where he is. He is aging up. Looks like he's going to be going up with the guild hall as well. 21 villagers on that. Going to be getting up extra quick. But my main concern at this point in time, what does he actually have to deal with this? Because palace guards, as well as those nest of bees, incredibly difficult to deal with. We can see that nest of bees coming out. And wait, what? Nest of bees is affected by... Why does the nest of bees have +2 attack? Does anybody know why the nest of bees has +2 attack right now? Is that normal? Is that normal? I don't know if that's normal. I always thought it just had 8 attack. Archer's got to be careful. This is curious. He's got +1 range. Does that give like +2 to... Weird. A little bit of a fight going to be happening in here. He's got to be careful not to get his villagers caught. Not a lot of units back here for Zarion. And now it looks like he's going to be transitioning into knights. Keep in mind, he's got the blacksmith down, so he's going to have that upgrade. But now he's got the nest of bees beginning to unfold off on all of those horsemen. Horsemen trying to get in on top of the nest of bees. But little do they realize there are spearmen in amongst the mix, trying their best to take it out. Not going to have a lot of luck. That nest of bee, you can hear that beautiful sound of it firing off and going to be heading back towards his town center. He manages to keep a few of those alive, but I've got grave concerns for Nan, or for rather Zarion at this point in time. Nan is pushing into his base, and now all those villagers going to be going down. Look at those villagers. He's down to 24 villagers here. A lot of these on low health. He's going to be heading back towards the town center, and look at all the damage that gets done. He's down to 10 villagers here. A lot of them are heading down in towards the town center, but it is just a complete massacre. Nan Racing Cat demonstrating why they call him the fastest cat this side of the Mississippi. He is an incredibly strong player when it comes to this game, and it really goes to show why he's sitting in the Gold League. And take a look at this. Zarion sitting in the middle at the moment. So many fishing boats out here. 24 fishing boats out here, but just not able to make it work, unfortunately. And that nest of bees just doing absolute work here. Got to be careful. That nest of bees probably going to go down, but at what cost? And it does look like it's going to be the cost of a few Royal Knights. Now it looks like some walls have gotten up towards the front. Actually, I think these walls have been up for quite a while. These are the walls of his enemy. But finally now a war junk going to be coming out from this dock. And it looks like we've got Nancat going to be challenging that water and putting an end to that destruction that has been happening over there. That free farm that's been happening over there. And now Zarion probably going to be tapping out any second just because there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. He has got absolutely nothing left. You might be wondering, do you have a Mississippi? Yes, we actually do have a Mississippi in Australia. So there you go. I'm technically on the west side as well. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This little battle between the Chinese and the French. And I got to say, Nancat looking incredibly strong. Thank you so much for watching.